All right, so we're good now. We're streaming now. All right. All right, good morning, everyone.
Stand up.
All right, today is June 1st, 2021. This is the Magistrate Court, Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights presiding today on the first appearance calendar. So today, I'm simply going to be telling you what your charge or charges are, what's your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date, your whether in fact you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and most importantly, your constitutional rights. I'll also be addressing bond. If you're entitled to a bond, you'll get a bond. And those are the things I'll be telling you about today. Please keep in mind, today is not your trial date, and it's not the time to tell me about facts related to the case unless I ask you something specific. About your case, please resist the urge to tell me all the details. I'm not your lawyer. I can't represent you. I can't give you legal advice. So those are the things you need to tell your lawyer about. So I also want to let you know we're streaming live on YouTube. So keep in mind, if you say something about your case, someone can go back and review it. So keep that in mind as well. So most importantly here, your constitutional rights that you have. The United States Constitution provides rights to you, and those rights cannot be taken away by anyone. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves any charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. So the state is the district attorney if you're charged with a felony, and the solicitor general if you're charged with a misdemeanor. They have to prove any charge or charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. That is their burden of proof and their burden alone. You don't have to prove or show anything. You're presumed innocent today until the state can do so with meeting their burden, if they can do so. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury for some major felonies. The grand jury are citizens in Clayton County that meet and they decide if there's sufficient probable cause or valid reason for your arrest. And if there is, they can come down with a true bill. If there's not, they can come down with a no bill and the matter can be dismissed. For some other less serious felonies and all misdemeanors, you have the right to an accusation. An accusation is a charging document, just like an indictment. However, the district attorney or the solicitor general can bring an accusation without taking any charges against you to the grand jury. You also have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. We're in the COVID-19 pandemic. Jury trials will be starting up soon enough once again, and you have that right to a speedy and public trial by jury. If you choose to do so, you have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state can call to testify against you at any time. It can't be secret. They have to bring witnesses and present them to you, and you have the right to cross-examine them through your questioning or your attorney. You have the right to subpoena and bring witnesses to testify on your behalf and to bring evidence on your behalf as well. And also at any time, you also have the right to testify if you choose to do so. No one can force you to testify. You have the right to representation by an attorney at all stages in these proceedings, and the court-appointed forms. The applications for court-appointed counsel form that you completed, I will review those with you individually and appoint an attorney to represent you. That attorney will get a hold of you through the telephone number and address that you filled out on the form, or if you're still in custody, they can reach out to you at the jail. I don't know when they'll be coming because I don't work for the district attorney or the solicitor general, but they should be coming to see you soon or getting a hold of you soon if you bond out. The issue of bond will be addressed with you today. This is magistrate court. So magistrate court judges by law cannot give you a bond on certain offenses. So I can't do it on some offenses. If you can't get a bond today, that doesn't mean you're never getting a bond. It just means that I can't give it to you based on the law or based on the nature of the charges or based on if you are on probation or parole. So there are things that stop me from giving you a bond today. Speak with your lawyer, and your lawyer can address the issue of bond on a different date other than today. When it comes to bond, you can contact a bonding company. They can charge a percentage. I believe it's up to 15%. There's a fee associated with bond, and the bonding company are the best people to tell you what that percentage and that fee would be. I legitimately do not know. I don't work with any bonding company, so I couldn't tell you. So please speak with someone at the bonding companies, and they will be able to tell you, answer all the questions for you related to fees and the process. Once you speak with the bonding company, keep in mind, I can tell you that there needs to be equity in property of up to 3 times the amount of the bond. So for example, if someone's posting a property bond or you're posting it, there has to be, for example, if it's $1,000 bond, there has to be at least 3,000 in equity in the property. So there's special conditions. Some of you will have a special condition. I'll tell you, special conditions are you can't go somewhere or you can't contact someone. You can't go to 123 Main Street is a special condition. You can't contact Joe Smith is a special condition. If I tell you there's a special condition and you can't go somewhere or contact someone, then that means exactly that. Failure to do so and comply with the special condition can result in additional criminal charges such as influencing a witness or aggravated stalking or other charges. A note on a special condition: if I say you can't contact a person, then that person cannot be the person to post your bond. Also, there are dates I will give you, or one date I will give each of you individually. The 2 dates are July 19th at 8:30 and July 20th at 8:30. July 19th at 8:30 are for those of you who are charged with at least 1 felony, and that is your preliminary hearing date. July 20th, for those of you charged with misdemeanors only, that is your preliminary hearing date. For those of you who may not get a bond, your bond hearing date is July 23rd at 8:30. Now, the preliminary hearing date is the next court date after today. If you bond out of jail, that date goes away. It automatically disappears, so don't worry about it. That July 19th or July 20th date, it goes away. You'll be notified by the court when your next court date will be. So the preliminary hearing is only for anyone who is still in jail on July 19th or July 20th. You also have the right to waive your preliminary hearing if you choose to do so. Again, it does not say that you're admitting guilt. It just simply means you're waiving it. A preliminary hearing, another word for it, is a probable cause hearing. Now, probable cause is the reason for your arrest. The law enforcement officer or officers have to articulate, they have to say out loud and under the law what you're charged with. Now, if it's not a valid reason under the law and they testify and your attorney or you cross-examine them and all the witnesses that the state brings testify and the magistrate court judge decides there was a valid legal reason, then probable cause is found, and then your case goes to Superior Court if it's at least 1 felony, or State Court if it's at least all misdemeanors. If there was not probable cause or valid reason, then the matter is dismissed. So that's your next court date, preliminary hearing. You filled out an application for court-appointed counsel today, and I'll go over those with you, and I will determine if you qualify for an attorney. And So those will be the things that I'll tell you today, what you're charged with, your bond amount, if you're entitled to a bond, special conditions, if there are any special conditions, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date, and whether or not you're entitled to counsel. Stand by for me one moment, please. All right, so I'm ready. Deputy Law, we're doing do the females. Before you all get started, raise your right hand for me, please, everyone. Gentlemen, too, you go. We'll just do it one time. For the gentleman, raise your right hand as well. All right, they're frozen on that side, it looks like. All right, each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this first appearance matter not pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do the females first. Looks like the gentleman's side is frozen right now, but hopefully we'll get to them. They should be good to go.
All right, Your Honor, I have Ms. Blewett. She's coming up first.
All right, Ms. Brewer, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, ma'am, you're charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Your bond is $1,500. One count of obstructing an officer and one count of loitering or prowling. It's $1,000 each on each of those. It's $3,500. And we have a preliminary hearing date that is scheduled for the 20th of July. It's at 8:30. And ma'am, just stand by here for me. I'm looking at your application for court-appointed counsel. What is your monthly income?
I don't know.
Ma'am, do you work?
Yes.
All right. How much money did you make last month?
I worked at Taco Bell, so I made 130, 123.
All right, ma'am. I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Harris.
All right, Ms. Harris, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. Or simple battery. There is $3,000 bond on that offense. One count of terroristic threats. That is a misdemeanor. It's $5,000 on that offense. Cruelty to children, $2,500, and pointing a pistol or gun at another, and that is $2,000. There's special condition. There's no contact with Maisha Harris. The 507 G11 Georgia Avenue, Forest Park. Whose residence is that?
Maisha's.
All right, you cannot go back to that location. Those are your two special conditions, ma'am.
Okay.
And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 20th of July, and that is at 8:30. And stand by here for me. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Hernandez.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of driving unlicensed, and there's a $1,000 bond. Preliminary hearing scheduled for July 20th at 8:30, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. Hernandez, you have any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ms. McIntosh?
All right, Ms. McIntosh, good morning, ma'am. All right, you have one count of battery. That is a misdemeanor. 5,000 is your bond. There's no contact with Cernethia Trice. Stay away, no contact with her directly. And you have a preliminary hearing date of July 20th at 8:30. All right, ma'am, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Ms. Probable?
All right, Ms. Twinable, you're charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property, and that is a $5,000 bond. It's a felony. You have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 19th of July, and that is at 8:30. All right, ma'am, looking at your application here, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
And lastly, Ms. Walden?
All right, Ms. Walden, let me tell you.
Morning.
All right, ma'am, one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree is a felony. 2,500 is your bond. You can't return to the Inn Suites, 363 Forest Parkway in Forest Park. You have a preliminary hearing, and that's scheduled for the 19th of, so the 8:30. And lastly, ma'am, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy, we went out with the gentleman. Did you all hear me swear them in?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, all right. What's your name, sir?
Rory Bolton.
All right, Mr. Bartley, you're charged with one count of violation of seatbelt or seatbelt violation. 500 is your bond. One count of driving while license suspended. 1,500. Obstructing an officer and giving a false name is 1,000 on each of those. It's 4,000 is your total, sir. And they're all misdemeanors. Your prelim is scheduled for the 20th of July at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Bartley? Can't hear you, sir. You have any questions? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I ain't no questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. You're good. Good luck to you. You're good this morning. Yes, sir. What's your name?
Mr. Chandler, sir.
All right, Mr. Chandler. Sir, you're charged with one count of, well, I'm sorry, 2 counts of simple battery. It's 2,500 on each of those 2. Public drunk, it's 1,000. Terroristic threats and acts, 5,000. Criminal trespass, 2,000. Battery, 5,000, and obstructing an officer, it's 1,000. All right, so it's 19,000 is your total, sir. And
The bondsman, how much is that?
sir, I'm not sure. You have to speak with the bonding company for the exact number. I don't want to give you a wrong number. I'm not 100% sure, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you have the preliminary hearing scheduled for the 19th of July. And Mr. Chandler, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, you have any other questions, sir?
Sir, so I gotta give me a bond, right?
Yes, sir. You have to speak to a bonding company.
All right, thank you, sir, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
My next court date is on the 19th, right?
Yes, sir. The 19th of July. That's at 8:30.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Dickerson.
Sir.
All right, yes, sir. You charge of one count of failure to yield right away when turning left is 500 is your bond on that offense, and driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, that is 5,000. You have a preliminary hearing, and that's scheduled for the 20th of July, 8:30. And sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yeah, never mind. I'm good.
All right, thank you.
This is Mr. Gibbons, Roger Gibbons, Mr. Dotson.
Let me just double check with you, Deputy. Mr. Dotson bonded out?
No, Your Honor, he went to the restroom. He'll be back shortly.
Okay, I don't have warrants for him. Those never came over, so I just thought he bonded out, but I can tell him, I just don't have the warrants for him.
He's back, Your Honor. Dotson.
Yeah, I don't have his warrants.
We'll check with the jail to see if somebody paid his bond.
All right, Mr. Dotson, good morning to you, sir. All right, charged with 3 counts. One is, they're all misdemeanors. It's no taillights and registration and licensing dealer misdemeanor. Both of those are 500, and then possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana, that is 1,500. So 2,500 is your total. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 20th of July. That's at 8:30. And lastly, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, sir, you have any questions? All right, thank you.
Hands behind your back. You said you don't?
All right, is this Mr. Gibbons?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gibbons, unfortunately, you can't get a bond today on the aggravated assault by strangulation, but there is a bond on the battery, which is 5,000, and the criminal trespass, which is 2,500. You have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 19th of July, a bond hearing date scheduled for the 23rd of July. And sorry, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. When you speak with that lawyer, you can speak with that lawyer about getting a bond at that time, sir. All right, you have any questions?
So I won't be able to get out until July?
That's not what I said, sir. I said, speak with your lawyer about a bond. The bond hearing date is scheduled for the 23rd of July. Speak with your lawyer. Your lawyer can speak with the district attorney, and it's possible you can get a bond before that date. So as soon as your lawyer gets a hold of you, then you speak with that person.
That's our Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, one moment here for me, sir. All right, let's see here. You're charged with 1 count of possession of more than 1 ounce of marijuana, and then possession with intent to distribute. I have it as trafficking. One moment here. There's no weight. Hang on for me, sir. Let me change your bond here. There's no weight on the amount of marijuana. Hang on for me, Mr. Jackson. I had it down as no bond. However, I'm looking at your warrant again, and there's no weight amount, so I'm going to give you a bond, sir. Stand by for me. $34 grams. Okay. All right, sir, I see it here. It's 34 grams. I'm going to set it down at 10,000. All right, sir. So your bond will be 10,000 on the possession with intent to distribute, and 1,500 on the possession over an ounce. Sir, speak with your lawyer on this. The charges as they read are a bit off, but I can't advise you. All right, so speak with an attorney on this. I'm actually going to I'm gonna make that 7,000. All right, on the marijuana.
Thank you, sir.
All right, speak with the lawyer on this. All right, I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Speak to that lawyer immediately. All right, sir. No questions. All right.
Hey, my name is Carlos Johnson, and I noticed on my band, my name is spelled,
Hang on for me one moment here, sir. I'm just changing. Just 1 second for me, sir. Let me just get Mr. Jackson's paperwork situated. One moment. All right, is this Mr. Jameson? And you said your name is spelled wrong, sir?
Yes, sir.
How is this supposed to be spelled?
Jamison, and it's spelled Jamison on my band.
All right, sir. I changed that on your paperwork.
Sure.
1 count of driving under influence. Your bond is 2,000. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, and you have a preliminary hearing date is July 20th.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I am Bradley Quasi.
Tell me your name once again, sir. Sorry.
Mr. Quasi, K-O-U.
All right, Mr. Kwasi. Sir, I have you charged here 1 count of possession of a firearm by convicted felon, sir. The bond is 5,000 on that offense. You have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 19th of July. And sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
And Cecil Pearson.
All right, Mr. Pearson, before we get to you, I just want to ask the deputy, Mr. Mr. Norford bonded out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, one moment here, Mr. Pearson. Let me just note on my calendar, making sure we're not missing anyone. All right, stand by for me 1 second. All right, Mr. Pearson, you're charged with 1 count of driving while license suspended, misdemeanors, 1,500 is your bond. And then you have 2 felonies, possession of MDMA and possession of firearm by convicted felons. It's 5,000 on each of those. The total is 11,500 is your bond total. July 19th, 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. And sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, you have any questions, Mr. Pearson? Say that one more time for me.
The bond was 11,500 for everything?
Yes, sir, that's the total. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. All right, thank you. Good luck to you. All right, Mr. Penny. Sir, good morning. You're charged with one count of violation of seatbelt law. Your bond is $500. And July 20th, 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. And sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No. No.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right.
You want it, okay. That's just one.
You ain't keep trying to wait.
All right, Mr. Twaits, you are charged with one count of simple battery, misdemeanor, family violence. 5,000 is your bond. No contact with Lysandra Vicks Cooper. That is your mom. And sir, do you live at the 10872 Southward Drive address? Is that your mom's house?
Yes.
All right, sir, you can't go back there at this time. If you must go there, you have to make an appointment with the sheriff or the police to go there within 10 days of your release. We're not finished yet, sir. Come on back. All right. You didn't complete the, let me make sure here, the section on the court-appointed form here. All right, so do you wish to have an attorney to represent you? All right, sir, I will appoint an attorney to represent you here. And you have any questions? Okay, all right, sir, thank you. All right, just one moment here for me, Mr. Widener. All right, sir, you're charged with one count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of cocaine, 7,000 is your bond. Possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, that's 1,500. Possession of a firearm during a felony and possession of a firearm by convicted felon. Each of those are 5,000. And loitering or prowling is 1,000. All right, 19,500. That is your total bond, sir. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 19th of July at 8:30. And lastly, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? Okay, all right, thank you.
Jeffrey Young.
All right, Mr. Young. Sir, you're charged with one count of public drunk, one count of obstructing an officer. Each of those, 1,000 is your bond, and one count of open containers, 500 is your bond, 2,500 total. July 20th at 8:30, prelim date. And lastly, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, Mr. Young. You have any questions? All right, thank you, sir. All right, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's frozen up there. Is this Dante Zamorano? Oh, it's frozen. I can't see it or hear you. Can you hear me?
I got it.
All right, there we go. You're back. All right, yeah, you were frozen for a moment there, but we're good now. Is this Dante Zamareno?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. 2 counts of entering automobile. They're both felonies. The total bond is 10,000. It's 5,000 each. Bond on each of those 2 offenses, sir. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 19th of July at 8:30. And lastly, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
I'll only have to pay 10% of that 10,000?
Check with the bonding company, sir. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. That's possible.
Appreciate it.
Could be more, could be less. Just double check with the bonding company. All right, sir. Any other questions?
That'll be it, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
That's all we have, Your Honor. Do you have anyone else?
No, that's it. So Cedric Williams and Stevenson, they're
Yes.
not making it today, and that's all I have. So appreciate y'all, and let our deputy law know. I appreciate him letting me know about possibly starting early. So we're good to go here.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.